Evening and welcome to the Drive at 5 on intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station. I'm your host, Roman, and we have a terrific show planned for you today. First, don't forget to stay tuned for Warriors Talk after the Drive at 5 at 6 p.m. only on intellectualradio.com. Tonight, my guests, should I call you guys legends of the footwork industry? We got two of the best of the best. He's the legend of the Ghetto House. They call him DJ what? Slugo. And then we have the legend of the footwork. They call him what? Chuan. All together they have the best of the best, and they have an event coming up. But first, we're going to get to know them a little bit better. So please give intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station your background, starting with you, DJ Slugo.
Been in the game for over 30 plus years, DJing and producing. Come from the Dance Mania era. That's really basically it for me. Just they say legend, but I'm humble with it. I do music. I do ghetto house music. So anybody, some people try to categorize it with house music, but it's ghetto house music. So it's a new era. Since maybe 87, 88, we decided to change the sound to fit the type of lifestyle we was living back at that particular time. So instead of doing house music, we decided to turn it ghetto and turn it into ghetto house music.
We're going to go into what is ghetto house music. Can you define that for us?
It's house music, but in a ghetto format. So it's a lot of swearing, derogatory. People called us the bastard children of house music. So that's what, if you want to put it in a perspective. Shouts out to my brother, and rest in peace to Paul Johnson. He labeled us the bastard children of house music.
Okay.
So, because we were so ratchet and raw with it. So yeah.
Chuan?
Hey, what's up, radio family? My name is Twan, and I've been in the dance industry since 1987. Come from the legendary group called House-O-Matic. Right now, currently, I actually got an album coming out on the 12th as well. Me and my brother, and we're promoting the Avondale Music Hall Festival up on the north side. But I've been in the business for a very long time. We've took the culture worldwide, international. I also got international class I'm teaching coming up in August. We recently did something for the Library of Congress where they're putting the genre in the library. The museum in Chicago, they just called me to do that as well for our genre, for the footwork, dance style, and for the music. So the music and the dance go one in one. He make the music, I do the dance, and so that's kind of how we bring that genre together. But we celebrating 30 years of ghetto house, juke, and footwork. So those are kind of the genre of music, and one come from one after the next, and so it's kind of generational. I'm first generation, and right now we like on about the 7th generation of footwork right now.
Talking about footwork and the footwork, how can I put it? History. You're not a Chicagoan if you don't know footwork or a little bit about footwork. Am I right about it?
You definitely on point.
There was a recent concert here in Chicago. I want to say it was an R&B artist. Go
Missy
ahead.
Elliott.
Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
And she brought out some footwork people, and she was like, "You're not from Chicago. Chicago, I remember you," and had a whole bunch of footwork people out. How does it feel? Like, you've been doing footwork since 1987, right?
Yes.
How does it feel now? You're finally getting your props, and it's international now. And every artist always have to have that footwork into their concert when they come to Chicago.
Well, it feels great. It's almost like a father seeing his grandchildren, do something positive and become, famous. And so to see it start on the south side, well, west side, south side of Chicago, something that we were just doing to stay out of trouble, to not get into trouble, not to go to jail or not to get killed. And it was a form of an expression. And to see that us staying out of trouble and finding an outlet to see it become international. I mean, concerts, music, videos, TV shows, like awesome. And I was at that concert and I was paid homage at that concert, backstage. So it's a wonder to be at a Missy Elliott concert and people be like, "Oh, what's up? And showing their respect. It was a great feeling to be able to see that.
How does it feel, DJ Slugo?
Well, for me, I communicate with Missy, so we always in the DM. Yeah,
It's like that.
I communicate with her on the regular because she loves house music. Like she loves, especially the footwork and together. Like I think 40 to 50% of her dance team is Chicagoans. Like she got Chicago people on the dance team. So actually, shout out to Blair Christian. She's one of the main ones on the team, and she's from Chicago. But one of my records was played in the process of them doing the footwork thing. So somebody tagged me in the video and was like, "Man, Missy Elliott and them just paid you homage." I was like, "Oh, Missy always pays me homage," And then I was like, but I didn't see it in the concert though. I saw the concert and was like, "Oh no, that's crazy." And I love it when people come to the city and pay respect to the city. A lot of artists come here and don't show the love and show the respect for the city. It's like they'll come here, steal the music, steal the style, and then don't pay homage to the city. So shouts out to Missy Elliott and any other artist that comes and pays respect to the city for the sound and dances that we built. Because Chicago touches a lot of cities and a lot of countries. So I've been fortunate enough to travel the world and play music and see the impact that Chicago has on these other countries and these other cities.
You've been doing music for like 30 years.
30 plus, yeah.
30 plus years.
Yes, sir.
30 plus years. What inspired you to do music? To do scratch music, to put pieces of music together and say, you know what? I want to do that as a career.
It's ironic. When I first got into music DJing, I started out DJing. I got into DJing for women. So my cousin Gino, shouts out to him. Yes,
women actually falls in love with a DJ.
Oh man, the DJ.
You don't sing, you don't dance.
No.
But women fall in love for you just spinning records.
Man,
I'm in the wrong industry.
Yes, listen. My cousins used to. We all came from the Robert Taylor homes, so they used to do these little picnics and parties downstairs in the Robert Taylor homes in the playground. And I always wondered, like, why is all these girls flocking to them like that? All they doing. I was like, all they doing is spinning records. But I saw it and was like intrigued because I'm saying, well, if I learn how to do that, then the women, flock to me the same way. So I asked my cousin, like, "Hey, teach me how to do that." And he was like, "You got to be serious. If you're gonna be serious, then I'll teach you." And I was like, "I'm gonna be serious. If the girls gonna come to me like they come to you, I'm gonna be serious." So he taught me, and then they threw a party one time in a playground, and by this time I had my skill set and level was there. And I asked them, it was him, Mike Dunn, JoJo, another guy named Leroy. These guys were, they were like the kings of State Street. And I asked, could I get on? Like, let me get on. And they told me no. They crushed me. Like, what? Y'all ain't gonna let me get my debut out here? And they told me no. And then inspired me to go buy all my own equipment. And then I made them my target. Like, as long as if I can get to the point where I can get better than all four of them, I can take over State Street. And that's what I did.
Period. And that's the 30
and they'll definitely tell you State Street ended up becoming mine after that. It was like, okay, y'all don't want to let me play. So okay, I need to run y'all off State Street. So that's how I got popular. I ended up being the DJ for the Robert Taylor homes, then hanging out with the guys. And so we was from 22nd Street to 53rd. Just imagine that. From 22nd and State to 53rd and State, all of those buildings. That's why we became so popular, because it was so many people and so many families and so many generations of family that followed the music. So that's why actually the album, I'm not dropping them until July, but I got an album coming out because maybe both of my buddies rest in peace. I lost my buddy Dion and I lost my buddy DJ Funk. So I dedicated the album called Longevity to those two. And people call us the big three in the ghetto house music. So a lady said this last night at the event, like, oh my God, like you're the last one left. I mean, it crushed me. I was like, yeah. And she was like, but we love you. You're the last one left. We gotta comfort you and we gotta hold you. You're all we got left. And I was like, yeah, this is crazy. But my two big buddies, who were like not even my competition, they were like my inspiration. We inspired each other. Like one would do a record, that would email it to each other. It was like, here, listen to this. And then it would inspire one of us to go make another record. But I don't have those two no more. So, it's crazy. But yeah.
There's a beginning of Slugo. There's a beginning of Twan.
Mm-hmm.
In that beginning, there were downfalls, pitfalls that you had to boost yourself up. Starting with you, Twan, what was the downfall that boosts you back up to where you are now?
Well, in the dance industry, it definitely was a lot of ups and downs. We really didn't have a lot of downfalls, too many downfalls in the beginning, as far as from an economic standpoint, because we were one of the most popular groups at that time, where we were opening up for Ghetto Boys and Scarface and all of the big concerts that came to Chicago. We were opening up. We won all the parades 8-9 consecutive years in a row. We had started touring with a group called Poi Dog Poundering. So we were the first group to go crossover to alternative music and tour the United States, leading with a tour with Dave Matthews Band. So like we broke so many barriers for so many different industries. And so it was a real big up. But when our president got locked up or incarcerated, that's kind of was our downturn, where it kind of went down for us. And so we had to take that, because we had no leadership at that point. So all the leadership basically disappeared. So we wound up reverting back to other things, back to the street, finding other things to get into. And then maybe a couple years later, we all got back together and say, you know what, we ain't going to become victims to the street. We're going to stick together. And we kind of came together and we relaunched ourselves and start getting back out, throwing our own parties, throwing our own events and things of that nature. And then as we got older, life happens, people got to do things, kids, things of that nature. But I chose to keep it alive despite what I do for a living. This is still my passion. So I still go hard, still travel the world, still teach. I got a non-for-profit, so I give back to the city and create opportunities. And so this whole party, that's really what this is about. It's about 30 years of ghetto house, juke, and footwork. And it's basically paying homage to all the work that we put in for all these years, for all of the DJs and for all of the dance groups. And we kind of celebrating everybody on one show, one big night.
DJ Slugo, you have a compelling story about your 30 plus years and how you got into it. Instead of the downstairs in the basement type of method, you basically had some hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it.
So for me, I'll piggyback off that. Incarceration was my downfall. But it really wasn't my downfall. It was my wake up call. It was my second time going to jail, going off the streets for a long period of time. And while I was in there, I just made my mind up like, hey, when I get out this time, I'm just going to, make sure I don't let nothing stop me from doing music full time. And I just got out and put my feet to the ground and just actually Jammin' Gerald said to me last night on the stage, he was like, man, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you, and please keep pushing our genre. like we need you. And that to come from, I don't know if a lot of people know who Jammin Gerald is, but he's one of the icons and one of the legends of Ghetto House. And to hear one of my peers say that to me, like, you know, we love the fact that you keeping it alive. Because when I came home in 2005, Ghetto House was done. It was dead. Like I was I was actually a little depressed, like, what? Well, man, if it's gone and it's dead, then what I'm gonna do? Because I didn't want to work like no regular job or nothing crazy like that. I didn't. I've always been educated, but it was like I love music. You know what I mean? So I just was like, well, I'm gonna do it, and if it don't work, then I'm gonna die with it. So, uh, and then losing my two buddies pushed me even further now. So it's like, no, I cannot let the sound that we created over all these years just die. I'm not gonna do it. So, and I'm gonna make sure that I put enough uh, uh, into the younger guys, so that even when I'm out of there, when I pass away, the sound will still be alive. So and that's why I create every day. I create music on a daily. So I was telling my little buddies in the club last night, like, I'm gonna create so much music that even when I'm gone, you're still gonna hear me. You're not gonna be able to get rid of me. So my wake up call was going to jail twice. And that second time was just too much for me. So I said, when I got out, I got to change my life. And I can actually say music and music and the things that I built around music literally saved my life. So everything I have is owed to music. You know.
How did you keep it going while you was incarcerated? Your style of music. How did you get that going? Like, I can still do this.
It's a so I don't know if you guys know the legendary Traxter. He's responsible for like adrenaline, the beats, adrenaline rush. He's the producer behind Twister, Do or Die, those guys. He Psychodrama. He produced a lot of their beats. But he's in LA now. But I was with him at the time, and he stressed to me like, hey, I'm gonna need you to go in the studio, make as much music as physically possible, and I'm gonna put it out, while you're in there, so you can still be relevant when you come home. So, shouts out to Traxter, because Traxter did make sure that happened for me. He was continuously putting the mixes out, making sure I had did like 2 or 3 albums, and he made sure the albums got out and everything. He strategically put them out as if though I was still out here. So, and that really kind of saved me coming out. Like when I came out, people, still knew my name, and I was still relevant. So I was like, oh, well. But the sound itself was gone. Like hip hop had, like the drill rap and stuff like that had completely taken over. So I was like, I got to find a way to incorporate the drill music with the ghetto house music, and just just make it more relevant, take the sound and make it more relevant. And that's what I decided to do. So, even with my albums and things like that, like I would take my money from the parties and invest it in my, I was always taught, and my uncle, rest in peace, he always told me, like, if you ever want to win, just bet on yourself. So that's what I've been doing these last years since I've been home. I just bet on me. And if I failed, it's my fault. So I bet on myself.
It seemed like your footwork, you bet on yourself as well.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's a creative genre. So, you just have to take some time, put into yourself, create moves, create opportunities, whether we create them for ourselves or other people see us doing stuff and then want to come in and hire us and do things. And so we're responsible for a lot of stuff in the city and worldwide. We don't necessarily get the credit for it, and we're not really looking for the credit for it. But our
But
thing
why
is to
not?
keep because we want to keep the culture alive. We not no gatekeepers or nothing like that. We want the opportunities to keep presenting itself. And then when certain people find out you behind certain things, sometimes they can block their own blessings because they don't want to see another person that they know to say that they put them on. They want to they rather for a white person to put them on than somebody that look like them. And that's just how the culture is in the city of Chicago.
Help me understand that, because I'm trying to
So it's kind of like
trying to figure it out. Why a black person trying to put you on? They like, no, thank you. Then a white person, oh, come on in. Oh, okay. It's like that here in Chicago.
It's conditioning, it's brainwashing, the crab in the barrel syndrome. Like that's the blood of the city of Chicago. It's like we've been taught that the white man is everything and the black person is always trying to get over on you or trying to steal an opportunity for you, or it's just this conceptual mindset that got instilled in us. And so what happens is I can call some DJs or some dance groups or a whole bunch of different people and say, okay, I got this video shoot I'm finna do, or I got this opportunity. And they'll be like, oh, that ain't a real opportunity. But then I can have a white person to take the same thing and call them, like, and they'll be on top of it. And they'll be all over like, oh, we got called, they finna put us on, but not knowing that you miss your blessing because I don't go around saying who I am. I'm a very important person, but I stay that way because I don't let people know who I am. But I present a lot of opportunities and I put on for the culture a whole lot. But I always have somebody else to be a front person because I know the culture ain't going to receive it if it comes directly from me. And so that's what happens most of the time. And that's the only way to keep the culture going, if you keep these opportunities presenting itself, but not being the face of it. And we hoping at some point that it'll change. But just right now, that's just how it is.
You shaking your head. Crabs in a barrel syndrome. Is it like that in the DJ industry as well?
It's worse in the DJ industry. How I want to, let me make sure I say this correctly.
You're on
So I've said it before, but I just want to make sure where people can understand what I'm saying. I've went to events where maybe they say I was with the promoter and the promoter did everything in his power to negotiate with me to come and do this event. And then they'll have another Caucasian person there who, as soon as they see me, it's like, oh my God, you're an icon, you're a legend, what have you. But then me and the person will get to talking and I'll find out like what they got paid, their accommodations to get there, and it'll be 100% different from mine. And then I'll be like, and then I'll tell them mine, they'll be like, no, like the DJs, a lot of the DJs, not all of them, stick together. Like, so a lot of the DJs are DJs, but it's like, it's just that the dance music world is definitely not like, dance music is black music, but black people don't run dance music. That simple. If it's like,
define that for us.
So we created, like, we definitely are, like, every style that you see in dance, more than likely, it's some blacks behind it. You know what I mean? Dance music is actually, it's a black gay sound. That's where it came. If you notice in dance, you're gonna see a lot of lesbian and gay people into the dance world because they made it what it is. You know what I mean? And blacks, if you ask people about black culture and black music, they're gonna be like, yeah, dance music is definitely, especially house music. House music is a Chicago sound, no ifs, ands, or buts. But when you go and you look at these bigger DJs who making 50,000, 100,000 a gig, they're not gonna be black. Period. And if it is, it's 1 out of every 10. If you can get that, maybe 1 out of every 20. But the face of dance music is not black, but the sound is black.
It's similar to what Stephanie Mills.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Stephanie Mills basically broke it down. You shaking your head so you know where I'm
Yeah,
going.
absolutely.
Stephanie Mills was on a morning talk
Yeah.
show, and they asked her a question in regards to R&B, and it was a tribute to a black artist, but they allowed a white artist to sing it. And Stephanie Mills was livid about it.
Mm-hmm.
As she should
And
be.
I think it was Whitney Houston. And I could be wrong, but I think it was Whitney Houston. And I think it's Ala Grande.
Oh.
Was it Ala Grande? I don't know. I could be wrong.
Mm.
And she basically said, white people love R&B. They just don't want black people singing
Singing it.
R&B.
Mm.
Do you feel the same way when it comes to spinning? Do you feel the same way when it comes to dancing? Tell us why or why not.
Okay, I'll start. So here's an instance. I'll give you an example of it. Like, here's a prime example. I've been to parties where the DJ themselves are playing the music I made, like, and getting the big bucks. And I asked one of the promoters one time, I said, I don't understand how you would hire a DJ that's playing that sound and is gonna play 3 or 4 of my records versus just hiring me to play my own records. And he couldn't explain it to me. Like, I was like, give me a reason why you would hire that person versus hiring the person that made the records. And he couldn't answer me. So it's for me, I call it politics. It's always politics in the dance world. Like, I go to those parties and shouts out to everybody who have booked me over the years. But it's some festivals I should have been played. It's some countries I should have been played. It's some places I should have been there and done that. Like I tell people all the time, like, don't when you're talking to me, don't use that same mouth to call me a legend and an icon and then disrespect me and say the budget is $100. It's like so disrespectful. You just said, oh, I love you. Your music is great. You're a legend. You're an icon, but the budget is like $150. Like, bro, come on. Like, that's what you would give a legend. And, so it's like, and a lot of these legends are dying broke. And the reason is people, you know, is I hate to say it, it's racism in dance music. Like, I don't know other way to say it. Like, it's racism in dance music. Like, people support their own, except us. People support their own. When I go to them parties and I'm looking into the crowd, I see a lot of Caucasian faces, and I love the people that love me. But at the end of the day, it's like when I look out in the crowd and I don't see a pool, like, I want to see 50% of blacks, and they're mixed and Asian and white. I want to see every race, creed, or color in the audience, but it's not like that. Like, I don't see a lot of when I go to these different countries and stuff like that. I don't see a lot of blacks in the audience. Yeah, I don't knock it, but for me, it'd be like, wow, like, wait a minute, there's no blacks in this city or no blacks in this country. Why didn't they come out to the party? So, but when the Caucasian people, I've seen, and then some of these DJs are not even DJs. I be looking at them like it's pre-mixed. Like, they not DJing. The mix is already made in the studio. Like, one of y'all done put it together in the lab, then they just go out and play it. It's just, and they gave them 20 grand for that. Like, it's crazy. And it's like almost like you be saying, where am I? Wait a minute, do I need to go ahead and use all of the cheat codes myself? Because it just don't make logical sense, man. But at the end of the day, I just stay humble, stay under the radar, stay out the way, make what I can from it and just keep it moving. And that's my God-given gift to help feed myself and feed my family. So I do it. And I always tell people, even when I'm doing business, like, bro, understand that this is how I feed my family. So when you approach me that way. Understand that we finna do business. And the business I'm finna do is what I feed my family with. So don't say nothing crazy or disrespectful to me when we're doing business, because I'm gonna take it as that, So
You feel the same way?
I do. It's a little bit different with the dance industry. It's a lot of gatekeepers involved in industry. Period.
When you mention gatekeepers, to get a perfect understanding, are you talking about the white gatekeepers or
Oh, it
are
ain't
the
just
black?
white.
Well, it's both. So like you will have a white person that will hire a black person to gatekeep that situation, and that person will go out and pick the talent. But then it's politics, so they go pick the people who they want, but then they'll lowball them to make themselves look good for the person who hired them versus paying what they should really be paying. But they'll pay the white talent higher than they'll pay the black talent. So like if you go to these tours and see these big concerts and you look at, oh, this is a great production, but the production is really nothing without the entertainment of the dancers, and they get the least amount of money on the show across the board. And they get off these tours and they don't have anything, and they're calling looking for opportunities, doing things that they ain't got no business doing, just trying to survive because they just got off a world tour and didn't make no money. Like, it's ridiculous. And they use these opportunities. Hey, this is an opportunity, and they kind of trick us as you do this opportunity, it can open up other doors to doing other things, and then we wind up going down this rabbit hole all these different times and never really get anything at the end of the tunnel, just a smoke and mirror, And so I try to, when we do things, I try to make sure that we treat people fair and give them what they are worth. But if we band together as a community, dancers, DJs, producers, and don't take the little money, then we can control the market. But what happens is, because I don't have a lot of money, I'm gonna take whatever they give me, and so it messes up the industry for everybody else. Because I just gave this DJ $200, so I ain't finna give you no $1,000. I just gave this dancer $500, so I ain't finna give you $10,000. So they look at it as that type of situation because they wind up finding somebody that will take the less because of their financial situation, and it kind of mess up the market for everybody. But the people that's connected or that's connected to the people get paid what they should get paid, and everybody else. That's what comedy, that's what R&B, rap is. It's entertainment business. Just how it goes.
This deja vu, because when last time I was here, Leah asked that same question. That's crazy. Go ahead. Yeah, that's just
I want to say, if you do footwork, but let's move over a little bit to a different genre.
Okay.
Genre called river dance.
Yes.
You know how much they get paid
Yes.
for river dance?
Yes.
For one concert.
Yes. Yes.
And it's almost like the same style, but it's way different.
Absolutely.
But it's similarities.
Yes.
How come Riverdance gets millions of dollars and footwork only receive 2,000 or 3,000? Is it you guys lowballing yourself or the industry lowballing you?
I think it's a combination of things. I think it's the footwork comes from a Black impoverished community. So you have poor kids that don't have anything. And so you have people come in and say, hey, here go a couple $100. Come do this for me. And they like, well, I ain't had a couple $100, so all right, let me go. Versus in an industry such as river dancing, the dynamics is different. Majority white, Irish, things to this nature. So they come from a two-parent household. They probably went to Juilliard or something like that. So they got representation. They 9 times out of 10 is going to be on the theater or Broadway or something like that, where it's regulated. And safe to say, but the white people take care of their people. They take care of their people.
Alan Ellie.
Yes.
The Ellie dancers.
Mm-hmm.
They put some footwork in their production.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to understand.
So I know one of the choreographers that came from Footworker and dance group that is one of their lead choreographers, and he gets paid good money, but he don't get paid what the white person get paid. He's still he's still underpaid, and he the one who makes up all of the moves for them to do. So it's like he's getting paid big bucks, but he's still not getting paid what his white counterpart is getting paid. So us as a culture, because they don't respect us, they're going to always lowball us. And it comes from a respect level. It comes from a racist, a cultural level. Until we start banding together and having a union or us working together to say, hey, we're not going to take this anymore, or we start creating our own opportunities, we're going to always get that treatment, because ain't nobody going to say, okay, I've been paying you $1,000 all this time. Now I'm just out of the blue because I got some morals. Now I'm going to start paying you $100,000. It's going to hurt their pocket, even though it's not hurting their pocket. They making the money, but that's less money I got to spend on myself. So I'm not going to give it to you. So, and it's not regulated. There's nobody is fighting for us, but they fighting for the Riverdance people because they got the right people in place to do it.
DJ Slugo, you got some albums that's right here that you wanted to show. What is the signature when a DJ, not yourself, put on for the club or a house party or something that say, that's your signature song, that's your signature move?
My record, a record of mine?
Yeah.
What a Rats. I got a record called What a Rats, and it's got the and so when that comes on, people know, oh, that's Slugo record. So that one, I would say that one. That's
so
one.
Whenever they hear that's you.
Yeah, they hear the What a Rats, that they know
I
for a
think I
fact.
can answer that better. It's the bass line.
Oh yeah.
He's known for a deep bass line, so
How
different.
does it go? Can you give us?
So like hard bass, boom, boom. I'm talking about real hard bass. Like that's what you can, when you hear a hard bass line in any, house music, 9 times out of 10, it came from DJ Slugo, because he brought the hard bass. A lot of people is known for different sounds, but the hard bass, I would say, is DJ Slugo. And the way that I know, because I'm a dancer and I'm sonically, that's how we dance to the beat, and we dance to bass lines. And so when we're dancing, we're waiting for the bass line to start in the music before we start dancing. And so his iconic bass line is what the first generation, second generation of footworkers is used to dancing to his bass line. It's changed now, but the first couple of generations, we love the bass.
I agree.
Show us some of the albums you brought.
Well, I brought 2 of my classics, and then this one comes with this. This is my classic, and this is the one with the DJs on the low, and this is the Living That Ghetto Life, and this is actually the album that this is the first album I ever put out, and this is when DJ Dion walked me into the rooms of Dance Mania. So this is what started my vinyl career. Then this is the What a Rats album song that I was talking about. This is that album. This is a Dance Mania album that came out in 96, I think. 1996. So this is 1990. It's another one of the classic ones. And this is the one that's coming out April the 12th. So I'm dropping this one April the 12th. It comes out with his.
What's the title of the album?
Gourmet Ratchet. So it's like
tell us about the Gourmet Ratchet.
So it's like the truth is one of my associates, I did some business with him, and he used to always call his the way that he did music Gourmet Ratchet. And in our business dealings, he took something from me, and I was trying to figure out a way to get it back. And I remember that how attached he was to the word Gourmet Ratchet. So I decided to name my album Gourmet Ratchet, and that was my lick back. And I know he's feeling it, so Gourmet Ratchet, that's where I got it from.
And that's coming out on Record Day, which is April 12th, which is the same day as our party. My album come out April 12th as well, which is called First Generation Twan. So it's an introduction. I'm the first footworker to be able to come out with a vinyl album. So I'm the first footworker to ever come out with a vinyl album, period.
That's big.
How does that work? A footwork with a vinyl album.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand it.
So because I am a dancer, I'm sonically and I know music. So what I did was I said, okay, I'm gonna make music that I want to dance to. So I went to the studio and I produced the album along with my brother, and we put it together. And voila, the magic is First Generation, and it comes out April 12th. You can go to my website www.twantuan.com and purchase it. It's also on DJSlugomusic.com. But it comes out April 12th. Along with 30 years. And so the sound of the album is a mixture of ghetto house, juke, and footwork music. So it's celebrating all of the genres within the last 30 years. And that's the sound of the album.
What is your signature move?
I would say the Ghost. And so the Ghost is one of the first, actually it's called the Holy Ghost, was the first footwork move that came out. And so the Holy Ghost, it was almost like a two-step with them moving their hands, almost like if you caught the Holy Ghost at church. But it originated on the west side of Chicago, and we brought it to the south side, and we took all of the movement out and kind of focused on the foot, and we just call it the Ghost. So Holy Ghost came from the west side, the Ghost came from the south side. And so that's kind of one of my signature moves because it's come from the beginning. I'm from the first generation. A lot of the young people can't do it like we do it. So that's kind of why I stick to the foundation of the Ghost.
You guys have any upcoming events coming up?
April 12th.
Go ahead. any parties that they can connect you?
Let me hold this up too.
Go ahead.
I know a lot of people be claiming they were the first ones with these, but do your research. These are mixtapes, flash drives. And if you do your research on me, you'll know that I can't even tell you how many mixtapes over the years, but the color mixtapes controlled the streets of Chicago from about 90 to 2000. So I don't know why people are saying I came in, someone was like, oh no, somebody said they was the first one. No, that's not true. They did not do this first. I did this first and gave the idea to my friend Farley. I hope you see this. I see you've leaked our situation, but yeah.
So our event is celebrating 30 years of Ghetto House, Juke, and Footwork. Is going to be April 12th at the Avondale Music Hall. We got DJ Amaris, DJ Chip, DJ DMC, DJ Clint, DJ D-Man, DJ Rampage, DJ Gantman, DJ Limo, DJ Latal, DJ Mad Jazz, DJ MC, DJ Milton, DJ Nafis, DJ Fats, DJ PJ, DJ Puncho, DJ Rowe, DJ Slugo, DJ Solo, DJ T-Rail, DJ Thaz, Eric Martin, Jim and Jura, Jana Rush, Traxman, Waxmaster, and all of the dance groups. House-O-Matic Phase 2, U5, UK59. It's everybody. We're going to be in the building, coming out celebrating 30 years of Chicago, Ghetto House, Juke, and Footwork. You can get your tickets at www.vividacid.com. Also,
Viva Acid.
VIVID acid.com. Also, both our albums drop at the same day or at the same event. So come out and rock with us.
One time for Dance Mania Legends.
And what's the location?
So the Avondale Music Hall, which is 3342 North Milwaukee Avenue. Once again, the Avondale Music Hall, 3342 North Milwaukee Avenue. And once again, you can get your tickets at vivaacid.com. My boy DJ Slugo, Instagram at DJ Slugo. I'm Instagram at TwanTwanTUA. Support us.
At DJ Slugo Music.
You guys don't be a stranger to the drug. Oh, okay.
I got sweaty palms.
Don't be maybe I'll show up and do a couple of dances.
Yeah, come on through.
Earl, we'll put you on the VIP list.
Eric got a nice two-step.
That's going to do it for us on the Drive at 5 on the IntellectualRadio.com. Thanks to Earl Winfrey, our executive producer, one behind the scenes. You guys have a wonderful
All right.